It's coming home, it's coming home, it's coming. Hello chaps, Paul Curran here. I hope you and all the listeners are well. What do you know? England in a World Cup semi-final. Coniferous, deciduous, variegated, ubiquitous, trees, trees, trees. That's the theme this week. Now you may be able to detect in the background the mechanised noises and shouts that accompany Mike and his team of Matt and Harry, who make up Roots to Shoots as they do some work outside, some work which I must assist them with shortly, so I shall be brief. Mike's a tree surgeon, and that's an appropriate term of respect for the job that he does and the respect that he feels for the trees with which he deals. My understanding of flora and fauna and the canopy above us is not as developed as it might be, and it's something that I hope to further. And I think that such studies should be part of the national curriculum, especially given the rate of decline of the trees and the deforestation that we know of, and the essential role that it plays in our survival as a species. So this week, the theme is trees. I'll begin by a poem of mine called Hedging My Bets. It was from my first collection of poems, his only sonnet, and I hope it lets the listener know how much I love trees. Newest new morning, new sun warming me, how I have implored this epiphany through darkness, through doubt like pornography or soup, all things that unfulfilling be. I've longed for the light to shine through the trees, transfiguring unequivocally with all unbesmirched possibility me, mine, my world, all I feelingly see. You who choose to shock as unorthodox the quiet delight I find in alder's magic, ash, queen beech, willow, oak, or birch, do you not see it as a paradox, far from the hedgerow to do your research of the family tree for your elders? Now, a few weeks back, we heard some of the wonderful work of Langston Hughes, and there's a poem that I'd like to share with you today that he has written called Dream Variations. To fling my arms wide in some place of the sun, to whirl and to dance till the white day is done, then rest at cool evening beneath a tall tree, while night comes on gently, dark like me. That is my dream. To fling my arms wide in the face of the sun, dance, whirl, whirl till the quick day is done, rest at pale evening, a tall, slim tree, night coming tenderly, black like me. Also, given the challenge that's ahead this evening for our football team, and allowing me to adopt a similar accent, which I hope you'll forgive, this was written by Muhammad Ali, who needs no introduction. Last night I had a dream. Last night I had a dream. When I got to Africa, I had one hell of a rumble. I had to beat Tarzan's behind first for claiming to be king of the jungle. For this fight, I'm wrestling with alligators. I've tussled with a whale. I've done handcuffed lightning and thrown thunder in jail. You know I'm bad. Just last week I murdered a rock, injured a stone, hospitalized a brick. I'm so mean I make medicine sick. I'm so fast, man, I can run through a hurricane, don't get wet. When George Foreman meets me, he'll pay his debt. I can drown the drink of water and kill a dead tree. Wait till you see Muhammad Ali. A tenuous link there, but tree is referenced. Now, E. Cummings. I tried to recall whether or not we've discussed Edward Estlin Cummings before. You'll know his name with the the small lowercase letters, E. E. Cummings. He too was prolific like Langston Hughes, and I encountered this poem which I thought I'd share with you. Edward Estlin Cummings lived from the 14th of October 1894 to the 3rd of September 1962. This is called I Carry Your Heart With Me. I carry your heart with me. I carry it in my heart. I am never without it. Anywhere I go, you go, my dear, and whatever is done by only me is your doing, my darling. I fear no fate, for you are my fate, my sweet. I want no world, for beautiful you are my world, my true. And it's you who are whatever a moon has always meant, and whatever a sun will always sing is you. Here's the deeper secret nobody knows. Here is the root of the root and the bud of the bud, and the sky of a tree called life, which grows higher than the soul can hope or mind can hide. And this is the wonder that's keeping the stars apart. I carry your heart. I carry it in my heart. Now, no Poetry Corner focusing on trees would be complete without reading the wonderful poem by Gerard Manley Hopkins, whom we also know. You'll recall his wonderful Wind Hover of a few weeks before. The Binsey poplars were some trees which Gerard Manley Hopkins encountered, and then he returned and they'd been felled. And he wrote the poem that I'm about to read to you as a consequence. He was deeply upset by the chopping down of these trees in a village not far from Oxford. Hopkins, you'll remember, remained unpublished until after his death, when his friend Robert Bridges, the poet laureate, took it upon himself to reveal to the world the wonderful poetry of his friend. I read earlier today that the Binsey trees were replanted after the publication of Hopkins' poem, which I think was in 1918. And they have subsequently been felled, but since the turn of the millennium, I think in 2007, they have been replanted. So the ongoing conservation of these trees, I'm sure, would please Gerard. This is Binsey Poplars by Gerard Manley Hopkins. Felled in 1879. My Aspens Deer, whose airy cages quelled or quenched in leaves the leaping sun, all felled, are all felled. Of a fresh and following folded rank, not spared, not one, that dandled a sandaled shadow that swam or sank on meadow and river and wind, wandering weed-winding bank. Oh, if we but knew what we do when we delve or hew, hack and rack the growing green. Since country is so tender to touch, her being so slender, that, like this sleek and seeing ball, but a prick will make no eye at all, even where we mean to mend her, we end her when we hew or delve. After corners cannot guess the beauty been. 10 or 12 only, 10 or 12 strokes of havoc unselve the sweet especial scene, rural scene, a rural scene, sweet, especial, rural scene.